Bing, bada boom. Welcome, everybody. April 25th, 2024. I'm your host, Adam Holland, stock options expert market strategist, and proponent of the Kaizen movement, getting 1% better daily. We live in a world that changes each and every day. It's evolving for better or for worse, and we got to make sure that we evolve along with it, right? In order to survival of the fittest. And we're primed to maintain our fitness here at the Stock Options Made Easy community. Physical fitness, yeah, still on that grind. Got my few miles in this morning, got my protein shaken, and I'm ready to attack the day. We've been on a nice hot streak, a nice little day trade hot streak throughout this week. We've had Riot coming through. We've had PLTR coming through. We had, BAC come through yesterday on the peak below and fail. We had SPY puts come through yesterday. So despite the fact that it's been a very, volatile, tumultuous market with earnings left and right, we are sidestepping the mines and scooping up some coins along the way, which is all you can look to do, especially in a market like what we've got. So it all starts with intention, expectations, right? You'll see everything is about expectations as we dive into Meta's earnings here. It's all about intention, expectations. Make sure you set your intention and set your expectations by throwing a one in the chat, signifying your intention to get 1% better by the end of this session. We're just aiming for non-zero days, right? The days will come and go. That's the one thing you can't stop. But what you want to control is making sure that you don't have a day where you're on 0%, or you did nothing to get better, where you did nothing to push forward, right? Even if it's reading 5 pages in a book that you've been reading, you're moving forward, right? Non-zero days. That's the goal. Kaizen, baby. It's what we're about. Now, our top news, AI frenzy. Meta. So Meta platform slumped 15.1% to $418.85 per share after hours on Wednesday, despite the company topping expectations with its Q1 earnings report. As its revenue guidance for the current quarter came in on the light side, investors also appeared to be irked by Meta's forecast of heavy spending on artificial intelligence amid concerns that these huge investments could take years to pay off. Now, in terms of the AI push, Mark Zuckerberg launched the earnings call with a decided look forward rather than back, acknowledging a good start to the year and focusing most of the call on the company's work on AI. Of course. Quote, overall, I view the results our teams have achieved here as another key milestone in showing that we have the talent, data, and ability to scale infrastructure to build the world's leading AI models and services, he said. And this leads me to believe that we should invest significantly more over the coming years to build even more advanced models and the largest scale AI services in the world. Yeah. Anyways, I mean, it's just funny. I feel like everybody's like, people say, "Oh, we need to slow down," and then but at the same token, everyone is incentivized to speed up their AI endeavors. Meta, which is already spending a lot on AI research and development, raised its capital expenditure guidance for the year to $35 billion to $40 billion from $30 billion to $37 billion. The increased spending will support the company's new AI products and the required computing infrastructure. Quote, we realistically, even with shifting many of our existing resources to focus on AI, it will still grow our investment envelope meaningfully before we make much revenue from some of these new products, said Zuckerberg. Seeking Alpha commentary. Seeking Alpha analysts were mostly unfazed by the stock reaction after seeing highlights in the report. Alex King of investing group leader Cestrian Capital Research said it was an excellent quarter, pointing to Meta's unlevered pre-tax free cash flow margins hitting 38%, the best since March of 2022. Seeking Alpha analysts, the Asian investor is aggressively buying the drop as Meta's reasonably strong earnings suggest that the digital advertising rebound that started in 2023 has staying power. Quote, I also believe the market overreacts to Meta's push into AI, which is not something the company should be punished for. Yeah, I mean, welcome to the world of earnings, right? We had Tesla miss and the stock goes up over 10%. We had Meta hit on earnings and the stock drops over 10%. It's earnings season, right? So again, if you aren't willing to flush it down the toilet, do not play it on earnings. It does not matter if you pick the right direction. That does not mean that that is the direction that the stock will go. And let's say that, for examples purposes, let's say that Meta does, go right back up to where it was yesterday from today. Even if you bought calls yesterday, those calls are smushed going into today. Right. So even if we get back up to where we were yesterday, those calls are still cooked. So it's just important to recognize that, yeah, you can play earnings, and have a little fun, YOLO time. and play around in markets, but just don't be mad if it goes against you, because playing earnings is not a strategy unless you're executing a post earnings strategy, right? But it itself is a crapshoot, and you got to be aware of that. I also think that this does highlight kind of an important thing when it comes to AI, is that it's a crazy, amazing, revolutionary technology, but these companies are still figuring out how to monetize it, right? How to monetize it, and how it'll fit into their offerings and what they're trying to do. And I think that that might serve to slow down some of the AI frenzy, but I also think that it highlights opportunities for people like us. Obviously, at some point, Meta and Microsoft and all these companies are going to drop stuff that completely changes the game, right? Just like Microsoft dropped Microsoft Word and all that stuff. But for now, right, until they do that and until that becomes widely mainstream, this is the opportunity for individuals that are empowered with AI to maximize this change, right? This is a crazy change that does not happen often. It's like the invention of the internet or the invention of the app store. This is something that completely is changing the game. And if you know how to use it, right, and leverage this tool, it puts you in a position where you can run a lot further ahead by the time that invention comes out, right? Don't sit here for 3 years and say, oh, well, I don't need to worry about AI. At some point, Microsoft's going to come out with something that solves all the AI problems. That could be 3 years from now. You know how far you can get in 3 years? You being the AI expert in all your different circles, you being the AI expert within your company, right? You being the AI expert within your family. People who need AI stuff done, they come to you. People don't feel like getting stuff done, and that is the superpower, right? That is your superpower. Taking the time to learn. Same thing with stock options. 99% of people are way too lazy to ever learn how markets work or learn how you can make money off of markets going up, down, or sideways more than just buying dip on stocks, right? That's our superpower. The fact that the majority of people are too lazy to do anything means that all you have to do is get forth and get up and put in 1% more of effort, right? Put in just a little bit more effort than everybody around you, and you have freedom that the 99% do not have. Right. So that is my encouragement to everyone now, is that when I see this, this highlights more and more opportunity right now, right? And even AI and being involved with AI projects is taking up a lot more of my time, because it's somebody who, kind of jumped on this early, and I've been having fun with it, but exploring it and, dropping my first trade bot, almost 2 years ago now, right? Trade bot got dropped, and that's for, any people that got the new trader bundle. But TradeBot, that was the first bot I ever made using the Brancher software, and that got me hooked. And now, I've got a calendar that's chock full of people that want to get bots done. Just operating here as they're getting exposed to this AI space, and it's taking a big role in what we do in the consulting space with Holland and Holland, and helping businesses scale and stuff like that. So it's just like, this opportunity is there for everyone. So that's just what I want to get across, is that it's not too late. Don't wait around until it's too late, because people say, oh, what am I going to do? They'll say that for 3 years. Well, we don't know what you could have done, right? Because you wasted almost 1,000 days saying that somebody else was going to do it, and they did do it, right? So speak something else into existence. Say, I'm going to carve out my own space when it comes to AI. I'm going to use it in order to get that promotion before AI comes around and knocks me out of the job, right? That's what you want to do, because this is crunch time, and you can feel it in the air, right? The air is ripe with change, but this is an exciting time where you can go from being just this, whatever it is, right, to so much more. Oh, I'm just a teacher. I'm just this. I'm just that. Who's that lady on YouTube? Miss Rachel, she was just a teacher. She's a multi-millionaire now. Every kid, every infant knows of Miss Rachel, right? Because she made that shift, hopped on YouTube, and now she's huge, right? Everybody goes from being just something until they're something else. Don't let you being that just something hold you back, because that's it's only your words, right, and what you believe and the intention that you set for yourself that's holding you back. In terms of economic news, GDP watch. The U.S. economy likely grew at a slower pace in Q1 as consumer and government spending remained strong. The Bureau of Economic Analysis will push its first gross domestic product estimate for Q1 before the bell today. The economists largely expect GDP to have risen at a 2.5% annualized rate compared to 3.4% in Q4. While some expect GDP numbers could surprise to the upside amid a strong labor market and a pickup in the manufacturing cycle, Wells Fargo said weakness in shipments may mean a softer than expected reading. Anecdotal evidence suggests that GDP estimates may be too low, warned investing group leader Mott Capital Management. So We'll see what that GDP data ends up being. It's likely out now. I don't have Thinkorswim open, so I can't speak to, what the result has been since the GDP data came out. If anybody wants to drop it in the chat, feel free to, hey, the market, we pushed up a little bit or we remain unchanged, but I don't have Thinkorswim up right here in order to check on that. So that will be in the Loom analysis there for my subscribers. In terms of healthcare, Ozempic scrutiny. A key Senate committee has launched an investigation into how Novo Nordisk prices its popular weight loss drug semaglutide in the U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders. Where is the I feel like there's no grammar here. A Senate committee has launched an investigation into how Novo Nordisk prices its popular weight loss drug semaglutide in the U.S. Okay, they only have one period at U.S. Just double period it up. Senator Bernie Sanders, chairman of the Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee, said the drug maker charges outrageously high prices for its semaglutide versions. Ozempic and Wegovy indicated for diabetes and obesity. Quote, the result is that Ozempic and Wegovy are out of reach for millions of Americans who need them. He said Novo sells the same product in Canada and Europe at far lower prices. US gets price gouged on everything. It's just how it is. A study in March showed that Ozempic can be produced for less than $5 a month, but costs far more. Yep, that sounds about right for sure. Let's see here. All right, looks like it grew at 1.6%, falling short of estimates. Thank you, Vivian. I appreciate that. And shout out to you guys in the community. Always, having my back. That's what it's about here. Building each other up, pushing and continuing to push. But yeah, it looks like GDP fell short. We'll see how that, kind of manifests in terms of the markets here this morning. Might get even more red, right? We got Meta down 15%. We got GDP, falling short. Yeah, so it could be another fun day, right? Might be another day for puts. We'll see. We won't know until open here. Nice, nice, nice. Oh yeah, looks like Thinkorswim just loaded up. Yeah, we went ahead and broke yesterday's low. Put sitting sweet, right? Sitting sweet. Runners from yesterday going to be looking good here at open. And yeah, I mean, 2 days ago I said, hey, I'm feeling like we're going to get a drop here. We're pulling back to a prime rejection area. We rejected right at that spot yesterday, put in a shooting star on 5 minute, right at our rejection area outlined pre-market, and we dropped from there, right? And puts paid. What was it? Puts paid, and then held some runners, and those runners are going to pay this morning. So it should be a nice morning. I'm completely fine with GDP missing here. We can keep it pushing, right? Collect our money, whether the market goes up, down, or sideways. M&A deal, mega deal, BHP, ticker BHP, has reportedly proposed to buy out Anglo American for about $39 billion in what would rank as one of this year's biggest M&A deals. If a deal is finalized, it would create the world's biggest copper mine that would account for 10% of the metal's global production. Wow. Anglo has been struggling with major setbacks over the past year, a drop in prices for some of its key products, operational difficulties forcing it to slash production targets and declining profits. Deal deliberations are at an early stage, and there is no certainty that BHP will provide with a deal. Quote, if BHP does indeed continue to pursue this deal, we would be surprised if other bidders do not emerge, said Jeffries. In terms of today's markets, I feel like all of this has changed, so not really significant to go over. S&P was down 0.6, down more now. NASDAQ down a full point, down more now. That's nice for, put swings. I only had one myself, left a runner going. But that's how I wanted to size it, right? Didn't want to size heavy going into GDP data. We had jobless claims this morning. It's fine to go ahead, take your money. Got a solid 50% on those puts intraday yesterday. And no doubt these ones today will be, well over 100%. So I'm happy with that. Keep it pushing. Everybody looks back and says, "Oh man, I should have swung more." But if GDP had gone the other way and then the runner gets destroyed, everybody's like, "Oh, I'm glad I only swung one." Right? So expectations, managing things, moving according to your system, all that's key. What else is happening here? Boeing ticker BA slides as loss narrows amid scrutiny of plane safety. United Health ticker UNH said to wind down Optum telehealth business. Blinken in China, contentious talks with Chinese officials begin. NVIDIA to buy two startups aiming to run AI models more cheaply. Dot forcing airlines to give full refunds for canceled and delayed flights. That's Department of Transportation. Good, they should. HPQ to your HPQ gains as Einhorn's green light takes stake on AI potential. IBIT, ticker IBIT, sees one of the longest daily ETF inflow streaks of all time. And then U.S. natural gas futures plunge on oversupply, LNG terminal issues. Big tech earnings, Alphabet, ticker Goog, and Microsoft on deck. And then grocer shares hint at Amazon low cost delivery concerns. So that'll wrap us up this morning, my fine, beautiful people, on April 25th, 2024. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. At least just fill to 500. Another great session in the books. Let's continue to push, have iron sharpen iron, execute, and close the gap between who we are now and who we want to be. Right. So everybody have a great rest of the day. Let's keep pushing. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning for our last pre-market prep session of the week. Let's do it. Peace, everybody.